Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE Raw, October 14th, 2019 review. Uh, Sorry about not uploading this video yesterday, but I've developed a small cold that kind of restricted my voice. My voice sounds a little bit better than it was yesterday, and I just didn't want to strain my voice or anything. I had work the next day. I called out sick yesterday anyway. So I just didn't want to take the time, and not to mention I was tired as fuck. This show really was like torture, to be honest with you. I mean, there was some good wrestling here and there in the beginning part of the show, and from that point on, the show just went downhill. The draft picks were very obvious, very dull, very just nothing really surprising, nothing entertaining, nothing exciting happened out of this episode. It was like being it's like taking a shot of fucking NyQuil and going to sleep. I literally almost fell asleep in my chair watching this fucking show. This show was just downright dreadful. There's nothing about this show that sticks out to me. You got Bray Wyatt challenging for the Universal Championship at the fucking pay-per-view of Crown Jewel, which to me makes absolutely no sense. I personally don't know why they're going to do a Falls Count Anywhere match with Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title. There is rumored talks about a trade going to happen at some point within the next week or so. Don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean, but whatever. The other thing is, these picks were just so fucking obvious and ridiculous. There was one thing out of the show I can take that I did enjoy watching, which I'll get into. It was near the end with the Firefly Funhouse, which actually was a little interesting in my opinion. Not that this show is at all interesting whatsoever, but that small little clip they did at the end seemed a little bit interesting to me, just by tone of voice, behavior, and stuff like that. Bray Wyatt did a very good acting job at the end of it, and I'll get into that once we get to the end of this review. So we kickstart the show with Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair in a one-on-one match to determine who gets the first pick. Obviously, Raw won since they get 3 picks no matter what, so they might as well get the first pick out of the round, so it was obvious. The ending was stupid in-ring strategy never seen by Charlotte Flair before in my life. She's sitting there laughing after a boot to the face, and she was laughing in disbelief, and then Becky rolls her up for the 1-2-3. What a shitty fucking way to end it. And it was a decent match, but I mean, if you've seen Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair wrestle before, you definitely sorry. You definitely know what to expect out of these two women in this match. So, I mean, there was nothing surprising here. Then after that, they had a backstage interview with Seth Rollins, calling him a top projected pick for tonight. Wow, that's very obvious. Not like we expected anything to really change here with the Universal title and the WWE Championship, unless you're going to put the Universal title on a black strap, which would have worked out better in their favor. But at the end of the day, this whole entire segment with Seth Rollins backstage being interviewed, he talks about him going fiend hunting. Oh, what a joke. The dialogue in this segment was a fucking joke and a travesty. They should have burned the fucking script. As well as Seth Rollins with his bullshit, which he later does in the show. He doesn't burn himself, but he does burn something else. So back from break, And stocks expert Jim Cramer hypes up the WWE draft picks. We get a look at Fox's War Room with executives and Kalidas the robot. Oh, God. These war rooms are a fucking travesty. How they are even releasing these kinds of images is beyond me. Not to mention, I'm going to mention something else. I am going to mention this. That bothered me a lot. After a draft pick was made, they act as if they're the ones surprised that they were able to get that draft pick. Why would you be surprised by that if you're the one who's making the pick? Now, if this was randomly being simulated and just thrown out to other, networks, Raw and SmackDown's brands, and they were randomly thrown out back and forth, and they weren't actually making the picks, I can understand them showing something in the war rooms where they're getting excited about some pick that was a really decent pick. But when you're the one making the pick, there shouldn't be no surprise. There shouldn't be any kind of fucking hooray, we got a good one out of pure luck. You're the one who picked them, you fucking morons. Acting like they they randomly got this thrown at them. Sorry. So that was pretty much my little rant on that, which I'm not going to do much ranting here. It's a little bit of a change of pace for me. So here's what happened. We had Stephanie McMahon come out on the podium and announce the first round draft picks. Seth Rollins was staying on Raw. Brock Lesnar is going to SmackDown with the WWE Championship. Flair is on the Raw brand, and the New Day went to SmackDown, and Andrade and Zelina Vega as a package deal came to Raw. I like that pick with Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega, but the rest of that was not surprising whatsoever. Charlotte Flair being on Raw is a different change of pace. She hasn't been on Raw in quite a while, but what is she going to do there outside rival with Becky Lynch? I have no idea. Which is just another repeat of the same shit. Andrade versus Ali. This was a really good match. Andrade looked great in this match. Ali again put in a situation to lose. I didn't particularly like the idea, but in this situation with it being on Raw, I don't really have a big issue with it too much because it's happening on Raw instead of on his own brand, him losing this matchup. So I was cool with that. The Raw Tag Team titles with Viking Raiders and Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. This was obvious. Viking Raiders won. The Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode go to SmackDown later on in the show during one of the rounds in the draft. And that's pretty much it. This match was absolutely pathetic. Dolph Ziggler ate the pinfall. Nothing obvious there. I mean, that's fucking pretty self-explanatory. He's always the one losing. He's the weak link. He's probably had the worst year he's ever had in his whole career, to be honest with you. So, what else? I mean, this show is just fucking boring. For me to even sit here with my voice like this, I don't even know why I'm doing it. A lot of dumb segments about hyping up the draft, which had no hype whatsoever. These people sounded robotic and retarded. So they go back to the draft. Cedric Alexander stays on Raw. Shinsuke Nakamura stays on SmackDown with Sami Zayn. We get a look at the Fox War Room celebrating the Nakamura pick. What the fuck? These people are retarded. Herberto Carlo was drafted to Raw, which I never heard of his fucking name before. Big whoop-de-doo on that. Ali is staying on SmackDown after he was the other pick. And Eric Rowan goes to Raw, which was another surprise pick to Raw. Raw had a lot of interesting picks, but still, at the end of the day, this was just fucking boring. Nothing here really stood out to me at all. Aleister Black defeated Eric Young in a decent, okay matchup. He's looking good, but he's beating a bunch of no-names. Later we come back. Stephen Mann does another draft. Buddy Murphy goes to Raw, which is a good pick. Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode go to the SmackDown brand. Jinder Mahal is going to Raw. Holy crap. You're telling me Cesaro got picked before Jinder Mahal got picked before Cesaro. That's pretty sad. There's a lot of other superstars that could have been picked. That guy, Herberto Calero, how was he picked over fucking Cesaro is beyond me. That guy I never even fucking heard of. Carmella stays on SmackDown while the 24/7 champion R-Truth goes to Raw. And then we see the War Room reacting to Truth's selection. Like, again, why would you be celebrating because you made the draft pick for R-Truth? And is the 24/7 title even available to the SmackDown roster to go after? So I don't understand that. This is exclusive brands. You can't go to the other brand. There's no more wild card rule. The rules on this show doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't seem to exist or compute. We get a backstage segment with the Street Profits hyping up Raw, which there's no hype whatsoever. They get interrupted by the OC, and they actually attack Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. So that's pretty much it in that segment. This could lead into a really good tag team action, but more than likely this is just to give the Street Profits a bump and make them look good and move up the roster. That's all I can see. Ricochet faced Shelton Benjamin. This match was like 5 minutes max. Shelton Benjamin loses to Ricochet to a recoil for a pinfall. That's it. What else? We get a fucking segment about the shit with Tyson Fury and the build up about it and talking about Lawler doing a moderate contract signing between Fury and Braun Strowman, which by the way was a complete and utter joke. Camera cuts to a spa where Lana is getting a massage from a female masseuse, and the woman asks how the massage is, and Lana says she likes it harder. We go back to a commercial break. Would someone please tell me why the fuck are we getting sexual innuendos in that segment? Like, is that supposed to be funny? I don't find it funny. It looked like he was trying, whether it was Paul Heyman or Vince McMahon, it looked like they were trying to do a PG porno type segment again with Lana. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think it's low down, and it's fucking retarded. It's not even humorous. It's just retarded, period. So back from the break, and Lana is still face down on the massage table at her local spa. Female masseuse says she can go deeper with the massage if Lana wants. Lana says yes. She likes it deep. Oh, God. The masseuse leaves and in comes Bobby Lashley with nothing but a towel on. Oh, God. Why don't you just pull her fucking clothes off and let him pull his fucking robe off and let them fuck on national television, for God's sakes. What a sick bunch of freaking bastards. So Lashley starts massaging Lana's legs under her robe, and she likes that. She likes his gentle touch. Rusev was never that good. Oh, God. Lashley is having fun, but Rusev probably isn't. Alana suggests she flips over. Lashley raises her robe and watches as she turns on her back as he smiles. Yeah, I'd be smiling too if I got to see another man's wife's tits that look fucking as hot as Lana's and how good looking she is. What a pig. These people are fucking pigs. Really. Then we get to this contract signing between Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman. Oh my god. So, we get these two to sign the contract. They have a little bit of confrontation, talking shit, again. And then Braun Strowman breaks the table in half with his bare hands. What does Tyson Fury does? Does he go ahead and maybe punch Braun Strowman in the face, knock him on his ass? Absolutely not. He grabs a pen that he signed and tries to break it with his bare hands. And it took him about 4 different attempts to do that. And then finally he breaks the fucking pen. And then stares at him and then walks off and smiles. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? Why wouldn't you have Tyson Fury throw a punch? Oh wait, I forgot. Because his punches look so fucking fake that you literally can't take him seriously. Okay, fair enough. At least with Big Show and Floyd Mayweather, that they literally hit each other, which was pretty damn cool. By the way, Jerry Lawler should not be doing any commentating anymore. Unless this was a writer's mistake. Jerry Lawler introducing these two guys made mention that this is a ground history-making event for WWE to have an undefeated boxer face a large athlete like Braun Strowman. I don't know. I just mentioned Floyd Mayweather. He's actually undefeated with no draw. Never had a draw. And on top of it, he never got knocked down in his whole fucking career. So, excuse me, but Jerry Lawler, if this was your mistake, by all means, you need to stop being a fucking commentator and not do this shit no more, because you absolutely sucked. What a fucking joke. They screwed that. Their statistics are all wrong. They don't do anything correctly here. This company is fucked. Every fucking week. At the end of this show, when I got to the main event tag team match with the Kabuki Warriors and Leslie, whatever her fucking name is, I forget. Who cares? These people are uneventful. They're not memorable, nothing. They don't even stand out. They're just fucking jokes. They had Natalya and Lacey Evans go up against the fucking Kabuki Warriors. I was just begging for this show to end already. It was fucking terrible. Then come back from commercial break. You get Stephanie McMahon on stage announcing the 5th round of the draft pick. Samoa Joe stays on Raw. Miz goes to SmackDown. Akira Tozawa goes to Raw, like they're going to use him at all. King Corbin goes to SmackDown. Shelton Benjamin goes to Raw. Yeah, okay, they're going to use these people. Sure. Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander. Now this matchup, I was highly intrigued by. This was a very good match, probably the match of the night for Monday Night Raw. Not that there was anything highly eventful on this show anyway to speak of, but this match definitely stood up towards all the matches that were posted on this event. So they did a good job, those two. Hopefully they do a good job with Buddy Murphy on Raw and give him the push that they should have given Cedric Alexander. So yeah, we get an announcement about the Universal title match with Seth Rollins having double duty with Bray Wyatt in the Falls Count Anywhere match, which you pretty much know that Bray Wyatt's going to lose that anyway. Then a final round, we have Stephanie McMahon out to do the 6th round and final round of the night. Rey Mysterio stays on Raw. Big whoop. The USA War Room celebrating about the pick. What the fuck? Shorty Gable now being named instead of Chad Gable staying on SmackDown. Titus O'Neil staying on Raw like he was even being used. Elias continues to stay on SmackDown, and Liv Morgan goes to Raw. And there you go. Big whoop. Really big whoop. Kabuki Warriors beat Natalya and Lacey Evans in a very dull matchup. Nothing really mattered to me. I just wish this match would have ended. So this match went about 10 minutes plus, mostly, and we were left with 10 minutes. It was 10:57, so we had like 3 minutes left to do this fucking segment with Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt. The Rambling Rabbit character was very scared about what Seth Rollins was going to do. Rabbit is scared. Wyatt tells him to go play because everything is fine, because he keeps us safe. Rollins suddenly attacks Wyatt from behind and beats him down in the funhouse. Rollins rips some of the photos off the wall, and Wyatt pops back up and screams in Rollins' face. Wyatt asks why Seth is doing this to him. He begs please, and Rollins responds by beating Wyatt up some more. The fans mostly boo in the arena. This is where I was talking about. There was some kind of brilliance, in my opinion, on this. Reason why is because you kind of feel a little sympathy towards Bray Wyatt. You can tell the character has a very big-time split personality, a lot of psychological problems. So, technically, you can't take the full... you can't take it all out on Bray Wyatt for the character of The Fiend. So you can kind of feel a little sympathy towards Bray Wyatt in this situation. Which, in turn, makes Seth Rollins look like a heel and a bad guy because The Fiend is turning him into a madman lunatic that wants to destroy Bray Wyatt and The Fiend character as one and get rid of them and move on with his life as the Universal Champion. So that's pretty much the whole gist of all this. And if they're going for that, they're going for a heel turn on Seth Rollins, I'm all for this segment. But if there's no heel turn, and this was meant to keep him still as a face, what a fucking joke. But if they were going for a heel turn on Seth Rollins to get the crowd to actually boo him because he's becoming a heel, I'm all for it, because it really looks like it would work out that way in a very good possible way for both characters. The reason why is because Seth Rollins isn't liked by the fans anyway right now because of what they've portrayed Seth Rollins to the fans. He's a corporate puppet. So you might as well make him the bad guy. It all makes perfect sense. So if that's the route they're going on with this, I'm totally cool with it. What was really neat at the end is Rollins sets fire to the table and then turns it over, and the Firefly Funhouse starts to burn as we see flashes of the Fiend on the screen. We hear a Wyatt's laugh echo out as the Funhouse goes up in flames and Raw goes off the air. And that's pretty much it. So that segment for 3 minutes was a very good segment. I gotta give them credit on that, if that's what they're going for. But, again, this is WWE we're talking about. Do you expect them to do the right thing? This is a great way to make Seth Rollins a heel in everyone's eyes. They already got him as a heel. They might as well make him go full-fledged heel and turn him into a bad guy. And have Bray Wyatt as a face because, honestly, in this portrayal that they did, he looked like a good guy, not a bad guy. So that's just my overall opinion on this whole show. Again, this show sucked. None of it really was that great anyway. Hit the like button if you liked the video. I'm sorry about my voice, but I don't know what it is. I've been getting sick all this year, like 2 to 3 months with sinus infections and problems with my voice box and stuff like that. So I apologize if this video didn't come off like the 100% me, but I'm trying to do my best. Anyway, hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below and I'll get to you on that. And I thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.